Welcome to Hope for Survival YouTube. Thanks for joining in. Appreciate you following along with this disaster that continues. It'll be continuing for quite some time. The recovery steps. Things are progressing well. Things are just slow. Lots and lots of moving pieces and lots of dependency upon other entities locally and things coming in. But in this update number 4, have some footage. I think you'll find pretty devastating of one of the bridge collapses over in the area where I'm working at in southeast Tennessee, about maybe 15-20 miles from the North Carolina line over to Boone. And I just returned home tonight after 4 days in the zone, working about 15-hour days. And I'm looking forward to some R&R before heading back out again midweek to go back and work another stint. And all in all, it was considering it was a successful few days working inside the zone. Lots of resources still coming in, and resources coming in requires manpower, volunteers. We had lots of volunteers this trip coming in from Ohio and Alabama, and they worked their behinds off. The chainsaw crew from North Alabama in the an area they call the Hinter Booney. It's kind of a personal joke within myself and my Hope for Survival friends that are in the chainsaw crew, but they trekked over from North Alabama and hit the ground running. Lots of labor, improvements, cutting up logs that were down, trees and logs that were fallen, and cutting it down to firewood size stacks along the sides of the road, so the locals can go by and just pick it up, and the wood's already cut for them. It's ready to burn. So much appreciation out to them for their efforts, and had a visit from one of our Hope for Survival sisters and brother from here in my hometown in Jefferson County. They brought a truckload of heaters and two burners, propane tanks already filled, and all kind of goodies. And the supplies keep coming in. So we had to make progress to get our tent up to start setting up a store, and things are moving along. One of the folks on the ground who we get tremendous support from, I really can't say enough good things about him. He lives there in the area. He's an employee with Homeland Security, and he has been a key essential person, a mover and shaker in getting us things that we need to help us, getting Starlink in a couple of the locations, one for operations and others for folks in the community. They can come to a central location to tap into the internet to check their email. We saw lots of utility poles still going in, and some electricity returned to a few folks that are close by. not all of them, and that's going to take months and months and months to get the utilities um, returned. And we're kind of leaning forward, and we're already talking about, we already have a private donor who is committed to providing 100 turkeys and 100 hams. So we're starting to plan for a Thanksgiving feast for those that can get down to wherever it's decided that it will take place at. And we're talking about Christmas and things of that nature. Uh, Many of these folks have nothing. They've lost everything. And as time goes on and they're battling the cold and the weather, the morale will start to drop uh, with prolonged waiting for utilities. Um, so whatever we can do to try to build and help them sustain their morale through these times. This coming week, we should have a doc on site a couple days a week to give flu shots and hepatitis shots and so on, as well as treat other needs, especially the folks that are still uh, there's folks living all over the place that lost their homes. There's folks living in cars and makeshift tents, and up in the hollow areas, there's folks up in there that they're very prideful. They don't want to take anything, and you can hand them a 2-burner grill and have 2 bottles of propane for it, and they'll only take one, and they say give the other one to another neighbor. So trying to be very personable and build friendships and trust is essential in this process. Everything's not as simple as putting out resources on tables and just waiting on them to come and get it, because they don't. There's a lot of it's just trust building, and I kind of inside the zone. There's no politics. There's no race. There's no socioeconomic. I've mentioned this before. It's about getting sustainability for the people who are there, and that's why we're there, is to try to achieve that for them. And part of that is the psychological side of gaining their trust. And there's certain areas you don't want to go after dark. Up in the hills, you probably won't come out alive. I don't mean that disrespectful. It's just when you start getting into the Appalachia area, they're good people. They're just very prideful, and they don't trust anyone, and it's just their way of life. So it's breaking down barriers through respect, respecting their way of life, and respecting their choices. So you can't force anything on them, and one of the hard parts is getting them to understand that we're there from a Christian organization, and that we're not part of the government. And I don't say that negatively towards anyone. It's just a simple fact that when you start getting back in those dirt roads in hollow areas, they just don't trust anyone, especially someone from the government. So there is a long time hatred there. So if you're going to approach a home, you don't just park and walk up on their porch and knock on the door. You typically stop at the mailbox and honk your horn or yell to see if anyone comes out or opens the door, and you approach it from there. You definitely don't want to just as a stranger walk up on their porch. It'll probably not turn out well. So these are a lot of factors that you have to take into consideration, and these are all time eaters, where if you could just go and put resources or things like that, things would move along a lot faster. But it's about respecting their privacy and so forth. So on this trip, when I had time, one of the things I tried to do was I tried to spend some time with the individuals, even though so many of them need resources. I'm finding that many of them, they just want someone to talk to, especially the elderly. They appreciate you taking them a hot meal or offering to help them, but if you'll just stand and spend time with them, talking to them and hearing them, they're very appreciative of that. So on this trip, I have a new friend. I'll call him Joe, and you'll see in the following in this video part of my visit with Joe. I had talked to him several times, and I went up to visit him, and I took him 5 meals up for him and some of his neighbors and his wife. I think it was grilled chicken and mashed potatoes and green beans that was hot. And that milk you'll see in the video, it came from an organization who's up from Georgia, who are cooking, I think I was told, they're cooking breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and they're feeding like 600 or 700 people per meal. And that's just one of several mobile kitchens that are over in the small community where we're at. So it's all good. Like I said, it doesn't move fast, and things change almost hourly. You think you have a plan in place, and something changes, and then you have to change many of the things that you're already working on. So it's kind of like a puzzle, just piecing one piece at a time together, and so forth. So let's get on with the video, and I hope you can appreciate the things that are in the video to understand what's going on. This is just one of so many locations that have devastating results from Hurricane Helene. So let's roll on. Okay, enjoy. So we're here picking up and dropping off U.S. Army, who are here getting water samples to see if they can put in a EPA water system to filter the water. They got to test the water they're pulling it from first. This Black Hawk brought them in. You can see here in the mountainous area, this bridge was taken out, and the locals' ingenuity, they took 2 flatbed trailers on the river and they've built their own temporary bridge across because they were cut off from it's like an island. So and now they're trying to get this truck across that bridge to see if it'll fit across to get it up the mountainside. It's pretty phenomenal, but the damage is just unbelievable. Right here. I'm not sure. Nope. Okay. Yeah, I was just... This is another one of the amazing food kitchens. Look at the gear they brought in here. They're from central Georgia. About 60 miles north of Atlanta towards Chattanooga, and they're right now prepping dinner. They had breakfast, they had lunch, and they're packing 30 trays of dinner for us to take across up into the country roads of folks that can't get food. So we're going to take and deliver them. It's amazing. See spaghetti, see barbecue chicken, potato salad, rolls. I mean, look at all this food that's already prepped. They've been cooking here all day. From a place called White, Georgia. That's Second Genesis Ministries, New Beginning. And here's one of their cookers. It's like a deep fryer. It's pretty awesome deal. Look at this, the deep fryer. He fills it full. He's dumping He's got an igloo cooler back here. It's full of potatoes. How wild is that? That's Miss Tammy Hardy, for those who may know her. She's one of our Hope for Survival sisters. She's a nurse who, on her days off, has been driving down to support us here on the ground, helping out. She is our GPS navigator on these back roads, back hills, because there's no GPS signal, and there's so many roads closed that the maps are not very useful. So when you get lost, you got to figure it out. So she's our figure-outer. So is this another positive morale-boosting deal? So things are finally coming into place a bit. We moved a lot of equipment and stuff today. That's the command post where we work. Right behind it, we relocated the 2 mobile toilets and showers. Sitting back and back, we got the tent up today. Brought in from Columbus. This is where the store will be. Got campers back in the back. That's where our Huntsville crew stayed at. The next big move is getting these 2 semi and trailers moved, and they'll be repositioned, angled in towards the tent so we can unload the trailers directly into the tents. And this is going to be the sheriff's office headquarters, and the empty spot will be the medic building. They switched that around. So that's where we're at right now. So here we have another truckload that came from our Dandridge Hope for Survival family. I'm not going to tell you their names because if you're in the HFS family, you know who they are. So what all did you bring us today?
10 heaters, propane heaters, 10 propane camp stoves, 2 burner, 20,000 BTU, and 20 pound propane tanks, and 10 of everything, and 10 hoses
For connection.
And the heaters are 10,000 BTUs. They should keep a room up to, what, 250 feet?
This is the #1 picked up item today. Folks looking for, without powers, looking for heaters because they don't have them, and their home propane tanks are empty and they can't get trucks into here right now. So what was your drive like getting in here?
Not too bad, just a lot of left right, you know.
You're like, I think you're maybe the only carrier who did not get lost
Your printed map helped for us
from
to
Deauville to here.
Yeah.
Because there's so many detours because of road closures.
So if anyone needs directions, call me.
Yeah. $10.99 per map. And there's 4 maps, right? Well, we sure appreciate y'all.
Glad to be here.
Glad to do it.
It's
More will be coming when we have the rest of the supplies.
Yes.
okay. Well, thanks to
God
you.
bless you.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks from the folks here who can't thank you. So
Someone would do it for us,
yeah,
I hope. So
it's about we the people.
amen. Because we're Americans.
That's right.
That's why we're doing it.
That's right, taking care of our own.
Amen.
So until next time, be safe. Drive.
Another option.
So the other way over is what? What's plan B?
Somebody else was giving us a map. Was giving us. We start here. I think they had us go this way. I don't know.
So the first one, let's find this. Okay, this is Clawson Road.
Yeah.
So then the second one is called Leroy Duggar Road, and it's off to the north. So on this road here, we follow it up, and somewhere off here is a Leroy.
So this is one of the many homes that flooded out. The river is right over there. The mud you see right here is knee deep from what washed in. It's probably 200 yards to the river, the area. There was just before the road, on this side where that tree pile's at, there was a little store that served this community in the 1940s and the 1950s. And all that's left of it are the little white, like block remnants that are setting over here to the center. So this area right here of the driveway where the black trucks parked was completely under trees and muds. And the gentleman who lives here is 82 years old. And yesterday when I came through, he was out hooked to a tractor dragging big logs and putting them in piles to try to clear the roads a bit better. And here's the side. This is the back side of his house where the heavy rains and the wind just ripped the trees out of the ground. And this afternoon we're going to send a chainsaw crew up in here to help cut up some of this wood that they can use for firewood. They still don't have power and probably won't have it possibly till at least December here. I talked to this gentleman a couple times down where our command post is at. He stopped in to say hello. I came up to visit him just to see how he is. And he told me he would show me his basement that got completely flooded out. They've cleaned it though. They've busted their humps. They got everything moved out. It's dried out now. It's amazing because this was completely full of water. You would never know this was flooded out. They lost everything in here. There's this wood burner. There you go. Sir, you have done an amazing job. This is absolutely incredible. Hard work.
My son-in-law, daughter, done it.
Well, God bless them. That's amazing. Hey, you're talking my language now. Look here, folks. Sustainability. Sustainability. Saved.
I give you a couple of cans of green beans when you get ready to go home.
I got a home. Don't tell anyone, but we can too.
Oh, okay.
Canned beef, venison, chicken.
Well, we got chicken there.
Look at that.
Steak. Got sausage.
You're not gonna go hungry, are you?
No.
Yeah, meatballs.
Huh?
Sausage.
Sausage. Yeah, it's delicious.
You know,
Hey, look at this.
you're not gonna get poisoned by that store-bought food, are you?
No, tomato juice.
Yeah, I love it.
I guess it's fun. We can 42 quarts of tomatoes and got 25 or 30 quarts of juice. 40 quarts of green beans. That's pickle beans.
Amen. That's good eating.
Yeah. That's blackberries to make blackberry jelly out of.
No kidding.
We'll make blackberry jelly. You have to keep hitting the freezer. This is beans and at the seed that we can't we picked them off the vines,
Uh-huh.
set out here. I pulled the vines up and
Yeah.
brought them out here. We set up there, hold them. They're very good too. This is red sauce. She
Mhm.
made
Tell me about that jar right there.
but this,
Squash.
huh?
Squash,
That's squash,
and you canned it.
right?
Most people won't can squash.
It's not really good. That's blueberry.
Uh-huh.
We have blueberries out there. That's corn. It's been out a pretty good while.
It's still good eating.
Yeah. You know, them green beans will last right on. They'll last for
How long you been canning? Your whole life?
Yeah, see, our parents had can.
Yeah.
And or did it start? And my wife just took it up. That's mustard greens. It's good. It's just as good as it's not. It's not mushy. It's,
Yeah.
it's as good as if you took it out of the field. And it that's some pickle.
Is that pasta?
That's cabbage.
Cabbage. You get the light. Yeah, okay.
That's chicken.
Yeah.
Peaches.
Pizzas.
Applesauce.
So I take it you can every year?
Yeah, we have actually 2 canners that hold 7 quarts apiece.
Yeah.
We had one in Terry's mother passed away a couple 3 years ago, and she we had her canner. We had it over in that building for a long time. We needed it, and just to look at it, we brought it over here. They're very expensive. Those.
How long have you lived right here in this area?
I've lived here all my life.
And you've
I
never
was born just across the creek there from the store, the old shack, and midwife.
you've never ever witnessed a disaster like this. You've never had an event ever.
Nothing
Like
compared
this.
to this. We had water in the field once
Yeah.
in 2001.
And you stood on the top of your driveway where you showed me, and you were watching the water come up and rise.
See, I watched it come up and go in my basement. I couldn't help it.
Yeah.
And after it was in the basement,
It's too much.
maybe we'll save the house.
Yeah.
Or he'd give us a chance.
It just blows my mind how clean it is in here after being flooded.
We had
That's-
a beautiful kitchen.
You could live down here.
Basically, what happened, we moved in the basement so I could work on the house in the evening, or at night. And I'd work for a couple, 3 hours a day. When you got it done, I could go and move upstairs, and my wife said, I don't want to walk like this. It was the weirdest thing. We slept there. Everything we need, you know,
Yeah.
make us, we was very satisfied with shelter. We're about to get right out here. And all of that was wet. We got to take it out. Gotta have a new heat system. I have a water heater and probably a switch box.
Yeah.
I like that stuff. Got my couch right here and the TV there. I lay on the couch and watch the ball games on the sun.
Who's your team?
Huh?
Who's your team?
Those pieces. Well, I'm a long time Oakland Raider fan.
Oh, back in the day.
Back in the days when there was
John Matuzak and John Madden and Snake Stabler and
Stapler,
Cliff Branch.
the guy that did that unbelievable kicking.
He was a quarterback and a kicker. Yeah. Oh, the punter, Ray Guy. And their kicker was kicker and quarterback.
Yeah, got it this far.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was Jim Otto, number 00.
Yeah.
I was a young kid, about 15 years old at that time.
That
And
guy was an announcer later was played in the line. His name don't come to me. Real nice, talking white guy, short.
he went to school at Villanova, and his son went into the NFL, and he's already retired too.
Yeah.
Had a crew cut.
Right. I thought he was
Done a few TV
very
commercials.
nice guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Happy. This is kind of the outbuilding. The switch box will probably have to be replaced.
Well, considering the storm only happened a couple weeks ago,
Right.
it's pretty fascinating to see how far you've gotten in 2 weeks. And I know you said you had help, but it's
I got no. We after got everything carried out, we had a pressure washer which is sitting there.
yeah.
And we had the little sump pump that's sitting up there. And we had a vacuum cleaner. The vacuum cleaner picked up the water that the pressure washer let down. And when the vacuum cleaner get full, we'd pick it up and pour it in a wheelbar, and that would that saved us from having all that.
That's a workout.
That it worked perfectly. I'm very genius. It's amazing what that thing done for. Yeah.
One of the things we've told some of the folks is from the point of the disaster till a week later, how resilient this community has been to put everything aside, no politics, nothing,
No religion.
and they come together
Right.
to help
Amazing what they
brothers and sisters.
Yeah. Now just like up there, to get it over to that, what you call Bob's Island,
Yes, up here.
take 2 tractor and trailers and put them together and make a bridge. That's
Genius. Thinking outside the box, ingenuity.
and how quick.
Yeah.
Quick.
They had a big crane in there yesterday. I was down there.
Somebody said it was a,
And they basically now, it looks like they've overlaid the trailers
yeah,
with a makeshift.
yeah.
But it's critical because those folks on Bob's Island can't get
Right.
out.
That's good.
Yes, sir. So each day we strive to achieve certain objectives. This canopy tent arrived from Columbus, Ohio, and with the help of some laborers that came over that we borrowed, they helped us get it up. So now we'll start moving things out of the trailers to set up a makeshift store so the disaster victims can come through and pick up what they need. So our little camp is slowly coming together, and much of it is from your kind donations of resources monetary and blankets and all kinds of stuff. There's stuff coming in from multiple states, and it's very warming. Okay, so there you got to see some more of the ongoings at the location where I'm at, and see some of the progress in the different pieces, getting our camp, everything in place and moving forward, and then the side of reaching out and building trust among the locals, letting them know that you're there to help them, and that's all building that sustainability part of it, and listening. One of the key elements of gaining respect is listening, and being very clear how you communicate with respect. Sometimes when outsiders come in and there's steps that we need to take to progress and move things forward, we wanted to go A, B, C, D, E as quick as possible to be more effective in while we're there, but sometimes we have to slow down and take time to listen, and make sure that we communicate in such a way through listening and responding that through that process, you're hoping that you can communicate that you're there for them. Okay? You're not there to take anything away from them. You're not there to change anything. You're simply there to help them, house by house, family by family, to try to get them whatever they need to sustain their life as they rebuild their life. Because so many of them are starting over, and like like I said earlier, that takes time, and you just have to be flexible. If you have to stay at a house longer than maybe you planned on it, then that's what you need to do. And a lot of that is done through the periods where when we get hot meals, um, making the effort to take them out to the folks, shake their hand. Some of them need a hug. Some of them need a hug and to be told it's going to be okay, and that we're not there for 2 weeks and then we're going to cut and run and leave them high and dry. That, Lord willing, we are going to stay there through this whole process with them. Okay, so every day is a challenge, but you have to be positive about it. If those of us who are there working and we're outsiders, if we display negativity or it's a burden to give up our own life to be there to help them, it shows. And we have to be as positive as we can to hopefully uplift the individuals who oftentimes are down or depressed. It's been a couple weeks since the flood hit and the high winds hit, and it's starting to sink in. It's starting to sink in now that many of them have lost their jobs, so they don't have income, and they lost some stuff or they lost everything. So they have no way to replace it, and we're doing our best through this first phase in the in the recovery to give them all of the basics, kind of in Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the basics of life, clothing, food, water, some form of a shelter, heat, and then the psychological side of it and trying to be personable with them. So I just want to say again, thank you. Thank you from me and all my co-workers who are volunteering. But more so, I want to say thank you for all the individuals who are victims in this disaster. And you don't see them like we see them. You may know someone that's in the area, maybe a friend or family, but I just want to say to you, thank you for them, because they are very grateful. They're very grateful that the people outside the zone haven't forgotten them and they care enough for them to bring supplies in or donate funds so we can go and buy the things as we go through each phase to give them comforts that they lost. So thank you, and I'll close this out, and I probably won't post an update unless something occurs. But I probably won't post an update before Wednesday night or Thursday. So till then, thank you for following along and being a part of this journey. And please continue, if you're a prayer warrior, please continue to pray for all these folks and for their uplifting, and for all the workers in the area. There's a lot of dangerous parts of this that's not really advertised, and I'm not going to go into it in this format, but things occur that are unexpected. Events occur, and prayers are needed, and we thank you for it. So until next time, Be blessed, and most of all, don't forget to give thanks. Bravo Echo out.